I chose to invent the word Famenture. I hold this word very near and dear to my heart. I love my family deeply, and I love going on adventures, and it truly is the best when they go hand in hand with each other. When I say family, though, I don't just mean blood relatives. I mean anyone you consider family. Some of my closest friends are my family, and to me, they are my blood. I've gone on some of the best adventures with them, and I wouldn't trade them for the world. They have made me who I am. One of my very best friends has been in my life for over 10 years now, and most of the places I've been have been with her. She is like a sister to me and has made the endless trips so fun and worth it. I consider myself somewhat of a travel enthusiast, so getting to take those adventures with the people I love fills me with a feeling that is indescribable. I'm grateful that I get to spend time with the people I love while doing what I love most in this world. One of my goals is to travel the entire US, and I'm well on my way to doing it with the help of my family taking me on those adventures. I have witnessed some of the most breathtaking views and have been to some of the coolest places with my family. By far my favorite place I've traveled is Arizona. The vibes in Arizona are unmatched by any other place I've seen. There's something about the dry heat and desert mixed with cacti that just causes the fire inside me to ignite. I can confidently say that I will live in Arizona at some point in my life, all because of one trip out west. It might sound a little cliche, but I know that I belong in Arizona. Riding horses through the desert with my best friend was exactly where I belonged in that moment. Driving around from town to town and visiting ghost towns off the beaten path is something I live for, and I can't wait to go back and continue driving with no destination in mind. One little town that stood out to me was called Jerome. It was at the top of a mountain and looked over another small town. There was a big J that you could see from the town below it, and with a small population of just 455 people, the little town was full of life and positivity. At one point during the trip, I hiked up to a spot with my best friend that looked out over the road and you could see cacti for miles, and it was honestly the most magical moment of my whole life. In that moment, it was so peaceful and calming. Looking down, I felt like I was on top of the world and that nothing could ever stop me. Seeing the cars drive along the road and having no idea we were even up there was just an intense feeling. I felt so small, yet so big. At the end of the trip, we ended up at the Grand Canyon, and that was the most amazing sight ever. Taking off the beaten path trails to hike around the rim was unlike anything I've ever done. Probably wasn't the best idea, but we did it anyways. The only saying that stood out to me was YOLO, because at any moment, one wrong step could have sent me rolling down the canyon. One last trip that really meant a lot to me was one that I went on with my mom, dad, and sister. It was only a short 4-day trip, but the memories made in that amount of time will stick with me for the rest of my life. We decided that the weekend before school started, we were going to drive down to West Virginia to go whitewater rafting. The amount of adrenaline received from that experience was insane. There's nothing quite like a slap in the face from a Class 4 rapid. The best part, however, had to be when our guide told us we could leave the raft and float down the river. The current just took us along and carried us downstream. Moments like that are what I live for. Traveling is so important. You either gain new relationships with people you somewhat knew, or you grow the relationships that already exist. It gives you experiences like no other, and it really shapes you into who you are and who you will become. I strongly encourage that families take lots of adventures together and give the word Famenture meaning. You will always regret the trips that weren't taken and spent with the people you love and consider your family. Forget about the cost, because in the end it will be so worth it. Just go, hop in the car, and drive with no destination in mind and see where the roads take you. One day when your kids are all grown up and you can take the time to look back on the memories made and realize just how good that time was. It really is a good life.